Guess how many eggs I'm eating for breakfast. So I've got these headphones on. I use these headphones at work. They are noise canceling, but I can also link through Bluetooth to either a laptop computer or a cell phone or any other device that utilizes Bluetooth communications. So this is the first time I've made a video, I think. The first time I've made a video and put it on YouTube where I've utilized these. So what you're hearing is picked up from the microphones inside the headset here. 4 eggs. 4 eggs for breakfast. And yes, I did go to the chicken coop and I let the chickens out this morning. And of course, there were 2 eggs that were broken and eaten by the chickens, and 4 eggs that I was able to bring in, wash up, and cook. So that's what I've got for breakfast. And a nice fresh cup of coffee. Hopefully I'm not going to make too much noise. I did that on purpose. just so I can review the video and see how it turned out. I promise I won't do that again. I've been reading this. This is one of Trump's books. This one's called Think Like a Billionaire. Everything you need to know about success, real estate, and life. And there's a section in here. I'd like to read a little bit of it. See if I can find it here. I've been reading through this. I actually should have been able to get all the way through this, but I haven't been totally dedicating my time to it. But anyway, he's talking about how most people think that wealthy people have just money to blow, and how most people think that wealthy people have cash in their pocket and have, just the ability to just throw it all around and, be wasteful, basically. But what he's really trying to get across is, yes, wealthy people do have wealth, of course, but a lot of times, generally most of the time, that wealth is tied up in equity. Either equity in a business or equity in real estate, equity in your home that you own. He talks about the difference, between what most people think an investment is and what it is not. How there are different ways of thinking, and the wealthy people think just a little bit differently than the non-wealthy, and just that little bit of difference in the way they think determines whether or not they become successful or not. Let's see if I can find this spot. I think I should probably I don't know if that's the one I need to read or not. Yeah, might be the one before that. Okay. Oh yeah, here it is. I actually had it marked with this orange thing. I forgot. This section is called How to Pinch Pennies. pennies, are the 1 cent piece in the United States. I hope you don't mind, Mr. Trump, but I'm gonna read this whole little chapter for my viewers. There are so many people out there that will not read this basically just because your name's on it. But I think it's a great book. All right, so this one's called How to Pinch Pennies. So, when Spy magazine started years ago, they decided to do a Who is the Cheapest Millionaire test. They sent checks in amount of 50 cents to $5 to a list of millionaires throughout the country. I received a check for 50 cents. And this is Trump talking. He says, I received a check for 50 cents, and we at the Trump Organization deposited it. You may call that cheap. I call it watching the bottom line. The higher you climb on the list of billionaires, the cheaper people become. Every dollar counts in business, and for that matter, every dime. Penny pinching, you bet, I'm all for it. Penny pinching is the opposite of being wasteful. I have never liked waste, whether it's time, effort, or money. I think I inherited this attitude from my parents, who were careful with everything, especially and particularly money. I still don't like to overspend for anything, and I will always take the time to compare prices, whether I'm buying a car or toothpaste. As I said before, I always sign my checks, so I know where my money's going. In the same spirit, I also always try to read my bills to make sure I'm not being overcharged. There's human and now computer error everywhere. At restaurants, at the phone company, at the grocery store, at hotels, and you'd be surprised about how much this human error can cost you. Don't be obsessive about it, but check through your bills from time to time. You should also always feel comfortable bargaining for goods and services. I do it all the time, and I'm one of the richest men on earth. Even in high-end shops, I bargain. After all, the more you're paying for something, the more the seller should be able to shave off the price. I hate paying retail, and it makes me cringe when I see other people doing it. I've walked into stores and offered $2,000 for a $10,000 item. It can be embarrassing for me, especially since everyone knows that I'm Trump and that I'm wealthy, but you'd be amazed at the discounts you can get if you simply ask. You do have to be willing to walk away, but after you walked away a few times, the price will come down. It's moronic to be too proud to save money. So, a billionaire, Mr. Trump, is talking about being frugal, living a life of frugality. He says it's moronic to be too proud to save money. And I think a lot of people have that problem. They waste their money because they're too proud to bargain, too proud to, I don't want to say be cheap, but too proud to not be willing to spend what other people think they should. And okay, then he goes on. He says, another way to pinch pennies is to avoid the brand names when it's necessary. I obviously buy brand names when the brand is tied to its product's quality. Golf equipment, jewelry, and clothing are good examples of brand as a signifier of quality. But aspirin is aspirin. Shampoo is shampoo, and cereal is cereal. So don't throw away your money on packaging and advertising. I understand that penny pinching can have a negative connotation, as in miserly, but when you calculate how much 10 cents on a price can matter if you multiply it by 100,000 or a million, the value of 10 cents becomes clear. For instance, let's say I have to buy 100,000 light bulbs for all the buildings that I own and maintain each year. If I manage to save 10 cents on each light bulb, that's savings of $10,000 per year. That's $10,000 I can put toward another building or another investment or donate to a cause that needs the money more than I do. Pay attention to small numbers in your finances, such as percentages and cents. Numbers that seem trivial add up and have enormous implications. My parents hammered frugality into me at an early age, and it's the most important money management skill a person can use. Call it penny pitching if you want to. I call it financial smarts. I think my refrigerator quit making noise. But this is very, very, very good advice. He calls it financial smarts. I need to write that down. Financial smarts. As I read, I come up with ideas for videos. I think I'll use that as the beginning of the description of this video. But I'm working my way through the book here. I'm all the way back to right here, so I've got a good bit read. I'll keep reading it, and if there's anything else in here that I think I should share with you guys, I'll definitely do that. All right. I need to eat.